been missing out on key players. Plus, the opponents we've been taking on are not your everyday opponents. It was Liverpool, which is always like a heated game, and then we also had
What's going on, people? Tony here, and this is Football Fan TV with the gang, Benji, gang business, back again. And how are you? First things first, man. Housekeeping.
you guys. Still at my construction site as usual, trying to chase
Mm,
the bag, and yeah,
mm.
man, trying to end the year in a good. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm alright, man. I'm very good, very good. Trying to get my hair. Another look. Are you seeing it?
You see my head over the weekend. I done
Yeah,
the kanji, the
the
kanji braid.
cornrows. But I can't hairstyle. I saw it, man. You should go with that hair to office and see what your boss is gonna say, man.
I'll try that. I'll try that next week and we see.
Anyways, football wise, what has been going on in Manchester? Because we want to come and talk about Manchester in general. The blue side has had three draws in a row. I think I've never seen Pep do that or a Pep team doing that. And then on the other side, the red side of Manchester, one player is not scoring goals. 16 games now. That just give him one penalty to score his second goal in the season. And then also they lost against Newcastle. I think Newcastle is going to beat them every time they meet them this season, because was that the second time or the third time they met together and they still lost?
They beat them in the Carabao Cup. They beat them in.
Uh,
They beat them now. So it's the second time this season. Yeah.
Second time, eh?
But
So
ever since,
they're going to be.
since they lost in the finals of the Carabao Cup, Newcastle was like, bro, we're done with this. We're done with these guys. We can't be losing to these big guys.
Mm.
And now,
So let's start with your team. Three draws in a row. Are you scared? Are you scared at this point in the season, or you're used to the Man City that normally turns up towards the end of the season and then they go on a winning streak of 14, 15 games? Are you scared, or you're still, are you still very comfortable that your team is going to bounce back and get to winning ways and go on that winning streak?
to be honest, it's the first time in 4 years that we've drawn 3 games in a row, which is not, it's not common for Pep teams. And I would be scared, but
Mm.
I've watched all those games and the performances have been really good. So for that reason, I'm not scared. Also, when you look at the injury list that we have, we've been missing out on key players. Plus, the opponents we've been taking on are not your everyday opponents. It was Liverpool, which is always like a heated game, and then we had Chelsea in there. Chelsea, which was picking up some form, and then Spurs, which has been wobbly, but on their day, they can really, really score some goals. So we saw they caught us on the counter-attack. It kind of reminded me of 2017-2018 season, where we kept trying to find the perfect balance in defense, but we kept conceding cheap goals. It kind of feels the same this time around, but you guys, with the absentees we have, I'm just impressed by who and how they're stepping up, because even Pep makes substitutes. The guys who come on know what they're supposed to do. Grealish came on the other day, and he made a difference. Doku was having a good game in the first half, but second half he wasn't really in the game. They bring in Grealish, he ends up scoring a goal. Yeah, they've chosen to rest Alvarez because of the Champions League game. And this month, we have about 7 to 8 games. Yeah, in such a very short period
Mm.
of time. So the team rotation is going to be a lot. We're going to
Mm.
Saudi Club World Cup as well. So for me, I'm not worried. I'm more of actually excited. I like that the Premier League is getting more competitive. Games that we
Mm.
ordinarily just took off with, and then leading the league all throughout. Like, things are changing, and I like that for the league. I like that it's now Arsenal that's getting late minute winners. Declan Rice proving that he's worth the money. So yeah, for me, I'm not scared. I'm just excited to see how we bounce back against Villa, and yeah, then Luton over the weekend. So no fear from this end.
Okay, from the time I'm recording the pod, Man City plays Aston Villa is it today. We don't know how that is going to pan out, and I don't know. I would be happy if you guys get another draw, or Aston Villa surprises you guys. Aston Villa has had 13 consecutive wins at home, 12 or 13 consecutive wins at home. So 13, yeah, yeah. So they have a very good form at home, and long may it continue at least for today. because we play them over the weekend. I just hope it only continues today. Then on the weekend we get to break their record. So, what has been the challenge for Manchester City? Is it the injuries that you've talked of, or there's actually teams are getting to know how maybe to approach Pep's team?
I think it's more of the individual errors because when you look at the goal against Tottenham, the final goal from Kulusevski, Ake had just come on. He didn't have the momentum and adrenaline that you have from playing 90 minutes. He was caught sleeping. He could have easily cleared that ball. Ake is really good in the air, but he didn't even get up. Kulusevski wanted the ball more and he ended up getting the goal. When you look at Chelsea, Ruben Diaz had his worst performance against Chelsea, and all those mistakes led to goals. But when you look at the overall XG for City, it has always been low. Even in this weekend, that had multiple goals, like in the Liverpool game, in the Chelsea game, in our game. Like there's so many teams, scoring goals and scoring goals. But for us, the performances we've had have been consistently good. Yeah, it's not like what's happening in the red side of Man so getting too later on. But we come out of a game knowing that we did well, the opposition also did well, and we know what went wrong. Not these things where you ask yourself, how did that happen? You get like it happens, you see it happen. Even the game we won in the champ, we conceded 2 goals in the first half. We went to half time, it was 2-0. Second half, that's when we turned the thing around and won the game. But I think those mistakes are there to be made. It comes with increased pressure. Like for Christ's sake, we're fighting for the 4th Premier League in a row. No one has ever done that. And when you look around you and the squad is no longer as deep as it used to be, and some players are missing, you don't feel as confident as you usually do. But all in all, man, I'm even surprised that we're still this close at this point in the season. I know our time is Feb to April, May. That's when we're unplayable. That's when we don't draw points. So, yeah, for me, I think it's a bit of everything. Some people are figuring out how to play against Pep. Like the Wolves game, I think McNeil had a very nice tactic against City that day. And even though we played well, I believe Wolves deserved to win that game. Yeah, because they really played according to us. They outsmarted Pep in that game. So I think it's a bit of everything.
Are you scared of your defense? You can barely keep clean sheets now.
Nah, I think that will settle down. If you've seen the left back, Gavio, he is consistently settling into the team. And I think eventually he'll be undroppable. They will not be rotating him as much. I think because of the amount of games we have, Pep will have to choose, because we have a wealth of centre backs. We have like 5 world-class centre backs when they're all fit. So I think eventually Pep will choose which team will be playing in the Champions League, which team will be playing in the Premier League. And once that is settled, we'll be able to keep our clean sheets again. Because usually when we don't keep clean sheets, there'll be like a mistake from Ederson or something. But lately he's very, very good. His passing has improved. He doesn't make as many mistakes as he used to. So I think the defensive fragility will change and we'll get back to our normal heights.
Finally, on City, January is right in the corner. Do you think there's any addition that City needs to do, or that is all for City for now?
Surprisingly, I think when you look at our midfield, Pep has realized that because of the departure of Gundo, they made some very many rush buys. Nunes was a rush buy. It was something that they had to do because they just lost Gundo. And as much as we knew he was not going to stay, when you look at our midfield on paper, Kovacic has come in, he's doing really well, but he's not a goal scorer. We need an extra midfielder and probably a winger. That's why I was hinting on it in the previous sport. My favorite player might come back, which is Leroy Sané. I don't see Bayern letting him go because lately he's like their poster boy. Even on social media, they're overposting him. It's like they realize that he still loves City because he always likes our posts, he always comments on what's happening at City. And yeah,
He's working for City to get him back. Like how
exactly.
Mudrik was working for us, We shall snatch him in the last minute when you guys don't come up for him, man. We'll need him as well.
There's no way in this world that he can choose us over City. But I feel
Things
like
things change, times change.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Arsenal is really attractive right now. They're playing really well. They're winning games, and you look like everything is on the cards for you. So I think the biggest, actually, the people that need to beef up in the winter It's Arsenal because for us, our team, despite the injuries, I believe we can still go the length of the season with the players we have. But I think if Arsenal doesn't beef up, then you probably lose out on the Champions League and the Premier League as well. So for City, I
FFP is
think
paid on Arsenal. Maybe the best deal Arsenal could get over the winter are maybe loan with obligations to buy or mandatory options to buy, because I doubt they'll be able to spend maybe 60 million and maybe more for just a player in January. Douglas Luiz, maybe Ivan Tone, all that money can't be spent.
is Timber going to be fit?
Timber is going to start, I think, light work in January, towards the end of January. So it should be back like in March. So still a long time.
Okay. I think it will be a quiet January for us, most likely. One or two players, but yeah, nothing extravagant.
Anyways, if you're liking the content, make sure you turn on the notifications after subscribing, of course, and then like it, smash the like button, comment, tell us what you think about what is going on in Manchester, the blue side and also the red side, because this is a perfect segue to the Manchester red side of the city. Ten Hag, does he survive after Liverpool?
Let me tell you, I have a theory that I think might make sense to some people and others might abuse me for it. But I think currently people are wondering why is Ten Hag keeping Rashford despite his very very horrible form. When you look at his season so far, 18 games, 2 goals, one was a charity penalty from Bruno Fernandes, and 3 assists, and he is still getting the game, still playing, still being chosen over the rest of the players. For me, I think Ten Hag is doing that for many reasons, but mainly because he needs a scapegoat. He needs that after a game is done, when they look around, they have someone to blame that is not Ten Hag himself. He's just defending his job because you know how much they talk about players. He used to have that with Maguire. Maguire switched up things. He's now playing really well, and now Rashford is the perfect scapegoat because he's a local lad. People expect the world from him. He's come out of the academy. He's British prince. Like after Hurricane, he's the prince. So I think selfishly, Ten Hag just keeps him out there because he knows he's going to suck. And in case they lose a game, the talk will be about Rashford. It won't be about the coach. But overall, man, I think he has no control over this team. There's no player that you can look at and say, this player plays for Ten Hag. There's no system in place. Even the celebrations that are being made by Garnacho for his idol Ronaldo that Ten Hag absolutely hated, which shows that there's no respect for the guy. You understand? So I think right now it's just it's a case of putting a band-aid over a wound, but eventually it will rupture and the whole world will know that this was a shitty marriage and they'll accept their losses and he'll leave. I think Radcliffe might be the guy that finally pulls that card, but when I watch Ten Hag's press conferences, I'm really like, what the? This guy is watching different matches from what we're watching because he's always saying, we've had good performances, we've had good performances. Which good performances? Like, you guy, Chija Cooper,
So
honestly.
I see. He has. Was it him banning the press conferences or interviewers or journalists, or what's wrong with him lately? Like the last press conference he had before the game that they're going to be having against Chelsea. The journalists, oh, he's trying
Yeah,
to avoid them.
yeah, because they've been talking about how they've talked to Manu players and Manu players are not happy about how he treated Sancho. Manu players are not happy with his tactics, he makes them run a lot and things like that. So he became defensive and said something like that. But when you look at the facts, when you look at the performances, even the better players that have consistency do not have that consistency right now. So as much
Hmm.
as there might be a mental aspect to Rashford's deep, maybe he's going through a lot on a personal level. I heard that he got back with his ex, which which
Why
like
he goes
people
back to his ex first of all?
I know, like we cannot understand the effect that can have on a player, but man, you're a professional, you're paid the most money on the team. We expect a lot from you and you know that. So just perform. Like don't tell us your nonsense. Like and that's the thing, tolerating this nonsense and yet you're trying to build a reputation as a guy that chooses according to merit. Says he chooses his squad according to who's doing well, but Rashford is not doing well, so I don't understand why he's still being chosen. I think the Chelsea game
So
today,
does he have to be dropped now, according to you?
ASAP, like even today's game against Chelsea, he does not belong on the first team. Like give him some time to rediscover himself. When a player is going through a rough patch, you give them a number of games to see if they can discover that form on the pitch. When they can't, you bench them and let them prove to you that they're coming back into the team. We've seen this happen with multiple players. Like, not everyone can brag that they have the consistency of Ronaldo, Messi, Salah, Kane. Not everyone can say that. But most of these players who have dips in form, they bench and they come back when they're better. They rediscover themselves. And I think that's what Rashford needs right now. Right now, he's giving them Anthony Martial level of productivity. And yet, Martial, we all know, super talented, but he's a waste. Like, he'll score one goal and his season is done. You know? Ticked box. His stats will be, I scored in every season at Man U. But Rashford,
I think Kai Havertz has more goals than Anthony, and then Anthony, Rashford, and Hoyland all combined in the Premier League. So, man, what a time to be alive. And they're just slaughtering us. This man scored 18 goals last season. He has failed to hit form. I don't even know they're going to rediscover that form, but yeah, I don't even know. I don't like Chelsea. I wouldn't want Chelsea to win. If there was the way both teams could lose, it would be a nice one tonight. But nah, I'm just going to watch the game just like that.
Surprisingly, Chelsea has not won against Man U since 2018 in the league. So that record is horrible. Since 2018, I'll not be surprised if they get beaten today. I really don't care what happens to them. But for me, I feel like, look at Kai Havertz, right? He has gone through what I've just talked about. The coach gave him a chance on pitch and also off the pitch to rediscover himself. And now his positioning is better, his passing is better, his fluidity within the team is really, really good. So I think Ten Hag
Havertz was actually dribbling yesterday, and I was surprised, man. He was taking on a man. I was like, yo, this guy is really getting his confidence back, man. Because it's you barely see that guy. You barely see him dribbling or even take on a man, but he's trying to do that lately.
Exactly. So, and it's nice to see.
I think it's what confidence gets into you.
Yeah, I like to see players rediscovering their form. And tonight's game, for me, I just watch it because I'll be waiting for City and Aston Villa. But besides that, there are two teams you don't know what to expect from them. Yeah. All I know is for a fact there'll be no day when I'll come here and I'll tell you, wow, Man U had such a nice performance. Not in the near future. There's no way they're going to play a game and dominate and have a highlight reel. But Chelsea can do that. Chelsea scores early against Man U. Scary times for Ten Hag.
Anyways, thank you for always loving the podcast. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for telling some people about the podcast as well. So today we want to talk about the Manchester City and then Man U form that has been not okay in the last 3 weeks. What has been going on in Man City? We hope you like that one. You already know what to do. If you liked it, smash the like button. Benji, it has been a nice one. Thank you for running away from your supervisor and coming to the other floor to come and do the pod today. Hope to see you on the next one, man.
End the stream.